Wait, is there hope for Tomodachi Life? Has there been an update to it?
At the Memorial Day sale, save up to $700 on Sealy and get a free adjustable base. Get matched at Mattress Firm, sleep at night.
Okay, this is just getting ridiculous at this point. The Nintendo Switch, for the most part, has done an excellent job of representing Nintendo's vast and
Bring back, remake Diddy Kong Racing. Remake Diddy Kong Racing. Make Diddy Kong Racing 2. And remake Diddy Kong Racing.
storied assortment of franchises. Sure, people will always find something that needs to be brought back, and I never claim that Nintendo's selection is perfect. I mean, how could it be without a claymation
Bring back Diddy Kong Racing.
Earthbound remake, but generally speaking, this generation's output has been incredibly diverse. Series that people had practically decreed dead rose from the ashes in glorious fashion. Pikmin 4, Metroid Dread, Advance Wars 1 and 2, Mario RPG, and this year alone, another Code, Endless Ocean, and classic Paper Mario. It's clear to me that, especially in the latter years of its life, Nintendo realized the full potential of the so-called Switch effect. This thing prints money. You could sell a plague to people and see 2 million units sold. Putting as many franchises on the system as possible makes perfect sense. The Switch is an inarguable IP maximizer. Everything reaches its full sales potential on this 6x4 screen. And clearly, Nintendo has become acutely aware of this fact. So, it is with complete earnest inquisitorial intent that I ask the following question. Where is Tomodachi Life?
Where is Diddy Kong Racing? Where is Diddy Kong Racing?
Winners for Nintendo.
I've been
Not
waiting
just
for
quality,
years
some of my favorite
for
games
Diddy Kong
come from these,
Racing.
but in terms of sales success, the 3DS, while keeping them afloat, didn't reach the commercial and casual success of its predecessor, and the Wii U... we know the Wii U. As such, the games topping their ranks were the same ones you'd normally expect. 3D Mario, Mario Kart, Smash Bros, etc. Meaning that the ones diverging from this typical lineup were worthy of special attention. Splatoon, a new IP standing toe-to-toe with these multi-decade-old titans, one of the few titles to send reverberations to
I'm gonna be honest. I think Mario Kart 8 might be the last Mario Kart. Because they're just gonna flip the sign and make it infinite and then have like sell the infinite version. Like Mario Infinity or something like that. And maybe like Mario Kart Infinity. And have like all the characters and all that and carts and all that just in releases just Mario Kart 8, but I feel like they're gonna do that honestly. Mario Kart might be the last one.
through the entire Nintendo community at the time. Animal Crossing, far from a new series, but one that
And I feel like the next step for Nintendo is they're probably gonna do something with either augmented reality, VR. That's that's kind of it. I don't like what else can you do besides that? Like what would be the next step that Nintendo would do besides those two and besides upgrading the Switch? I don't know anything.
claimed its fire after poor reception on the Wii, cementing itself as one of Nintendo's top franchises with its 3DS outing. But there is one more title that felt like it, for a time, ruled this generation for Nintendo, one whose legacy is still routinely spoken of to this day: Tomodachi Life. This random out-of-nowhere Mii game quickly gained momentum, cementing itself as the 12th best-selling title of this Nintendo era. Though 6.72 million might not sound like a lot in a world ruled by the Switch's insane numbers, but do you know what that is? More than Splatoon, more than Mario Maker, more than any Zelda title, original or remake of this generation. Tomodachi Life was built for success.
It was fun.
While most of Nintendo's
it was fun. I'm gonna be honest.
Market of their previous gen failed horribly
Like,
at the time.
Like I used to have my character, and all of a sudden, like when it's like the favorite food is like, it was fun. It was fun. Memories.
Tomodachi Life's casual fame was inevitable. It's just a winning formula, taking the beloved Mii.
Oh, and then going into like see what the dreams are like. Oh my goodness. Oh, and then the when you change the scenes and like a change of scenery is always nice. Oh my goodness.
and shoving them into a more layered and wacky environment than they had ever been in before, with the player essentially finding themselves as the god of their own little world. And it was clear that Nintendo knew that they had something special at the time. Tomodachi was pushed and marketed like they firmly understood that this could be one of the few big successes to take away from the generation.
Oh, and then purchasing the things you can get for the Mii's and like different things, like different clothing items and all that, and like it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. Cool.
Something that absolutely proved to be true 10 years later. Somehow, in spite of the game's competence, Tomodachi Life has remained shackled to the now dead, soon to be extra dead 3DS, forced to sit on the sidelines as other franchises and heck, other 3DS titles make the jump to potential success. So I once again ask, where is it?
If they bring it back and update it and make it a lot better,
well, I think there are three
or even more better, like making Tomodachi Life 2,
to hopeful. 1.
I'll play it.
Me de-emphasizing.
I'll play it.
Very understandably, Nintendo was not willing to go through another Wii U era. I don't think any of us were. So, moving to a new system didn't just mean new hardware, it meant a new identity, new outlook, new target audience, new marketing that wasn't...
By 2050, there will be more plastic than fish in the ocean.
this. And while I think everyone can agree that this was for the better, even the biggest Wii U fan would struggle to prove otherwise, in my opinion, it was at a cost. A relatively minor cost in the grand scheme of things, but a cost nonetheless. In their dedication to completely separating themselves from the previous generation, Nintendo might have overcorrected in certain instances. The differing menus between the systems convey this pretty well. The Wii U menu was lively, maybe overly so, housing an entire Mii community while presenting your game selection. It was soft, bouncy, and colorful, very much in line with Nintendo's angle at the time. The Switch menu... Okay, to act like this thing is all bad would be overdramatic. It works, it's effective, nothing wrong with being sharp and to the point, there's absolutely comfort in simplicity. But it's definitely the result of Nintendo course correcting by shooting to the complete opposite side of the spectrum, and in doing so, I'd say you lose some charm. I mean, come on guys, no menu ambience, really? People still post about random 3DS bangers to this day, you couldn't have given us one track? And no funny little guys either? Who are people gonna draw when you take the servers offline? We're getting off topic. The point is, in that seeking complete separation from the previous era's identity, Nintendo might have gone a little overboard, and nowhere is that seen more evidently than with the Mii's. Now, claiming that Mii's have been completely absent on the Switch would be an exaggeration, they still pop up here and there, but their relevance has absolutely taken a major hit. Most of the time they show up, it's because there's an unavoidable reason for them to, i.e. everyone is here, or they were already present in a port's previous iteration, like with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The only original Switch titles to feature playable Mii's are Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and Nintendo Switch Sports, and the latter makes a point to shove them out of the spotlight in favor of these things. Even the home menu treats them like an
What are
revoking
those?
the previous prominent icon and burying them in the settings instead. Nintendo clearly doesn't want Mii's at their former level of prominence. So, if that's the case, maybe that's why Tomodachi Life, I'm calling it Tomodachi Life, hasn't happened. It's very possible that Nintendo is weighing their options here, and while Tomodachi on Switch could be a solid success, it wouldn't be worth it in the grand scheme. If they're trying to slowly phase out Mii's, or at the very least lessen their presence, I doubt they'll ever fully disappear, a big successful game would be counterintuitive to that mission, because now you've revived an IP and fanned the flames of that audience, practically forcing yourself to utilize it again in the future.
Oh, and you were able to
It
make the
sounds silly,
songs
but
too.
Maybe they're scared of success.
Oh,
It's a
there's this
short-term
one.
versus
I'll show you.
long-term
I'll show you
thing,
this next one.
But speaking of reviving IPs, that actually brings us to the second possible explanation for Tomodachi's absence: Miitopia. Yeah, I was gonna talk about it. You can revoke that "did this guy forget about Miitopia" comment that you had brewing. Remastered by Grezzo and dropped almost 3 years ago now, this Mii-focused adventure seems in conflict with the philosophy I claim Nintendo has adopted. If they really wanted Mii's out of the picture,
That was
why drop this
honestly-
game? Well, first of all, obviously it being
It was alright to
remaster
start,
lessens
but
the user's
I
decision to
never
develop
touched
it,
it
but
after
secondly,
the
I think this was a
like
test. And not just a test to see how
the
accurately
demo.
people can recreate Sans when given any semblance of power.
It wasn't.
but
It
a
was.
franchise
I wasn't
test.
trying to buy the whole
Like
thing.
I said, Nintendo's weighing those scales. Do we capitalize on this IP's inherent potential, or do we let it fall to the wayside to avoid tampering with our new identity? And a 3DS port that never got a chance in the system's final days is the perfect low-key experiment to make. And here's what worries me. We might have failed. Now, don't get me wrong, 1.7 million is not bad, especially for a 3DS port. Again, we can't let Switch numbers cloud our judgment. But what if they wanted more? I can't stop thinking about it. What if Nintendo...
Oh no, we messed up. We actually messed up. We were supposed to buy it, so then they actually remake it. Now because we did not buy it, like the cells, they're not gonna make Tomodachi Life 2. It's over. It's over. We messed up.
Nintendo was willing to test out
It's all your fault too.
Mii's in this new generation, but used Miitopia's middling performance as an excuse to finally drop the axe. A very scary idea, but one I feel we need to consider nonetheless. Okay, but let's shift gears from negativity to copium for a second. I need something positive to chew on. And all I ask is that you hear me out, okay? What could be the final reason for Tomodachi Life's lack of a presence on the Switch? It's still on its way. We are in the
Hopefully.
final stretch of the Nintendo
Hopefully.
Switch. Whether you're a rumor believer or not is irrelevant at this point. We all know this to be true. One look at 2024's release schedule tells you everything you need to know. Remake, Peach, Orca, Remake, Remaster. The quantity of new titles is running thin. And hey, this is natural when a system's on its last legs. With what we've got on the horizon, I know I'm not complaining. It's clear that development for most major titles has shifted over to the Switch's successor, with the Switch One's final solo year taking a very understandable
I feel like
hit
it's the
as
Switch
a
got like
result.
one more year. Like
But
I think
be that
the
as it
rest of
may,
the
Nintendo's still running a business.
like right at the beginning of
They
next
still
year,
want people
there's gonna
buying
be
games
some
in the latter
showcase
half of
for the Switch
2024.
for the
So
next
they've got a very
thing
fine
for it.
line to walk, one where they drop games big enough to garner
Nintendo.
interest, but small scale enough to not function better as system sellers
Either
taking
Switch
advantage
2,
of the new hardware. A lot
VR,
of the long
or some
rumored
AR.
glass in case of system delay titles fit this bill. Zelda
If they do
Force,
AR,
Fire
I
Emblem
feel
4,
like that would
Metroid
make sense
Remasters,
because
you
they're
know the list.
Pokemon.
But do you know what else would fit perfectly in that slot? Tomodachi Life. Think about it, unlike most of their franchises, it wouldn't benefit from stronger hardware. I don't need to see my Mii's pores. It isn't a development hog and could likely be made on a relatively modest budget. And yet the outcry is immense. I'm thinking 5 million on this title easy. Wii Sports Nostalgia carried Switch Sports to a cool 12 million, and that didn't even have golf for like half a year. I guarantee that the now nostalgia-fueled Tomodachi Life could perform very strongly as well. The kids that grew up with this game are now the same 20-somethings that make up the Switch's primary demographic. This would be an easy home run. Maybe a light Pokemon
I'll
this
play
year
it.
without a lot of heavy hitters is finally the push Nintendo needed to bite the bullet and give Mii's another chance, even if it's their last chance. Those scales could finally end up tipping in our favor. Do we know this for certain? Absolutely not. Of the reasons I stated, I feel like any or all of them could border on the truth. But I'm in a put all my eggs in one basket mood. What else is new? Inevitable disappointment, here we come. Is what I would say if we weren't getting Tomodachi Life in late 2024. Pray for me. But as always, I'd love to hear what you think. Does Tomodachi Life still have a chance on this system or future ones? And how would you feel if the series returned? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you later.
Hope so. I hope that they honestly release it, or like make like two, like make it a two, like when the Switch 2 comes out, Tomodachi Life 2 as well, and it's hey, it could work. It could work. It could get sales. I would play it. I would play it. So you at least got one sale right there. I mean, the GTA 6, Tomodachi Life 2, you could be. It could be. It's not gonna compete with GTA 6, but but Pokemon Legends EA. What else? Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Good work. Good work.